T-34 tank has been largely acknowledged as an effective war machine for a total war scenario during the Second World War. However, it also received criticisms. Many arguments on the internet have resulted in comparison between the T-34-85 and the German Tigers. However, it is quite subjective to compare the two individual tanks that share different positions of combat. The T-34/85 has fulfilled its historical duties during the Second World War. The war movie T-34, directed by Russian film director Alexei Sidorov, was released in 2019. Despite the movie's flaws in terms of being realistic, it still showcased good modeling details of the T-34-85 tank and eventually inspired the idea of today's video. Which hobby brand produced the most detailed T-34/85 tank model? And led to the star of today's topic, Red Star's 3687 T-34/85 model. Without further ado, let's take a look at the model composition. In general, the model has achieved a great level of detail with less than 300 parts. Chassis is easily assembled by just a dozen of parts. Details in the open humble put oil bowl are also presented. The welding wires, screws, and ventilation grill on the body cover are all vivid. The periscope on the cockpit cover can be turned on or off. The opening of the oil drum and the chimney is also very convenient, avoiding the trouble of closing mold line. The most highlighted part of the model is the turret. The details and shape are consistent with the characteristic of the vehicle produced in the Factory 183 from March to November of 1944. Without the existence of the late type of the bulge, the commander's cupola can match the turret, and the casting texture of the surface is delicate, not as rough as the later production. Huge credit to Red Star model that they actually included transparent part for the model, instead of just some cheap looking turret. In addition, the track of this model is semi-sliced. The flow channel of the track plate can act as a template to help players assemble the whole track together easily, and is capable of instant coloring process after the glue dries, eliminating the trouble of repeated disassembly and assembly. The back knockout is quite conspicuous and needs to be cleaned up. Despite its great modeling design for the assembly, there are still flaws that need to be pointed out here. First is the rear wheel swing arm. It is weirdly divided into two halves. It is a quite confusing feature. The second problem is there's no empty oil drum stand were given in the box. This is a quite ridiculous design since there's no chance the tank crews will have to carry the oil drum themselves. There's also a split in the heading machine gun shield, forcing the users to implement soy filling afterward. To make matter worse, at the back of the heat dissipation net, they gave a small piece of mesh, making a very unfashionable design, and it will appear significantly thicker after assembled, though it can be fixed with etching part. Speaking of the very few accessories in the box, the canvas and cables are left open and almost unusable. As a matter of fact, the only thing that works is the little box on the back of the tank, which is common engine heater of T-34, and you can use it for winter scene. There's nothing much to say about the painting. Most Soviet tanks are burnt green in summer. The two Guard Division painting have very little different. It is worth mentioning that the white bar on the roof of the tank is served as a friendly indicator to the Soviet air unit. In conclusion, with the same price, the Red Star T-34/85 share quite some advantages against the Tamiya antique ones and ICM products in detail, combination, and degree of reduction. Compared to other components that are in the same range of price, Red Star's T-34 is the most cost-effective T-34/85 model on the market. That's all for today's video. This is Hobby Hive. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video. Stay tuned for the next video.